gang violence and other kind of violence.
Guess what? I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. But I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
You're closed-minded. If you don't accept my homosexuality, you're closed-minded. If you don't accept me bringing men back to your home and donkey fucking them in the ass, leaving the sheets muddied and bloodied, and then throwing them in my goddamn my washer without throwing some detergent in that bitch, then you're closed-minded. The entitlement, bruh. And this is, I'm not trying to come down hard on the LGBT community. We talk about everybody here, but I do want to make you guys aware that there are a lot of people in the LGBT community that act like this, and they're never going to take accountability for the way that they treated their family members. Okay? For not abiding by the rules that were set in the house.
Like, it's dumb, it's stupid. I'm going. Get out of here, man.
So there you have it. He got kicked out of the crib. It's OV. Now, we're gonna go over one more video here, and this is about the schools in Philly, or New York rather. It's getting rough out here. So we're gonna get through this. Some of these clips you might be familiar with because I've done some videos on shorter clips. One that was featured earlier in this live stream on the replay. But let us get into it. Hold on. Oh, people saying doggy. Did y'all see my dog? Did he just come in here? I don't know.
It's not safe no more.
I was scared. We didn't know what was going on. Oh, no.
For some teachers and school administrators across our area, the summer perhaps cannot come soon enough. That's because schools have been dealing with a surge in student violence.
There's fights left and right.
Parents and students in our area have been reporting an increase in fights in school buildings, in hallways and cafeterias.
There's always fighting going on in the hallways.
The principal's like, oh no, she's safe in the school. How? How? And every time she turns around, the hallways are being blocked with fighting.
My question is the community and the communitino making public schools unsafe? That's a real question.
The fights are also happening outside of the school building. In April, 3 students were injured in a knife fight during dismissal at Spring Valley High School.
Wow.
The Spring Valley Police Department, the school resource officer, we call that a SRO, and school security quickly responded and broke up the dispute. 2 students suffered from a knife wound, and the 3rd suffered minor abrasions to the face.
In May, a 17-year-old student at Ossining High School threatened a student with a knife and hit another student with his car.
Wow.
This photo obtained by Eyewitness News shows
They hitting motherfuckers with cars, bruh. And it looks like the Spring Valley School is predominantly Communitino. It's 65% Hispanic, 29% Black, 2.1% white, 2.6% Asian, and the rest is history.
the threat. A 17-year-old clutching a knife, yelling that he was going to kill a student at Ossining High School.
Damn.
It happened this morning around 10:15 outside of the building. A shelter-in-place order immediately went into effect for those inside.
Doors are locked, windows are shut, and some people were in the library, but we couldn't leave anywhere. Like, if you were in a room, which most people were, you would have to stay there and be locked in there until.
Okay, so I mean, it looks like the Communitino is taking the cake on terrorizing the schools. Ossining High School is 20% white, 60% Hispanic, 11.4% Black, and 4.6% Asian. So, guys, it looks like these burrito gremlins are on demon time.
Further notice.
A school security guard saw what was happening and called police. As they responded, the teen drove off, clipping another student with his car.
Thankfully, once again, no one was seriously injured. But nonetheless, it was a very emotional time and a scary time as well for those involved.
In December, students held a walkout at Susan E. Wagner High School on Staten Island after fights involving guns at the school.
The students were unified in their message that there is way too much violence at Susan E. Wagner High School.
Wow.
All of us are protesting for change. We want better for the school.
Okay, so you see that they're protesting for change, as this kid right here flashes a gun sign in the camera. The students are fed up with the they're fed up with the violence, but they're still woke. Okay? So they don't want any consequences to happen to their fellow classmates, but they want something done. That's pretty much how a lot of these young kids think. Shout out to CA with the $4.99 super trap. He says something has changed with Sun people. My school was 90% Sun and Hombrito, and there was some violence, but nothing crazy like this.
Hold on. Hello? Where we at? Oh, you want to know where I'm at? We outside!
Shout out to CA with the $4.99 super trap. If he went to a 90% Sun school, he was definitely outside. I did too, brother. And, you know, I went to high school between 2011, 2013. And we had fights damn near every week at my school. So you're right. Things have changed.
There were back-to-back days of fighting. Recent videos of confrontations have gone viral, including a melee.
And those are teachers getting beat up, y'all. So when y'all say, oh, the teachers need to be armed, arm the teachers. Look, these teachers will get the shit knocked out of them. These teachers will get the hell knocked out of them, bruh. Like, yo, I've seen so many fights at my school, and teachers never even try to break it up. They can't. One time oh my God, there was this one time where I was in 11th grade, and this gay dude named Ben, they used to call him Bend. They used to call him the nigga Bend. Get it? B-E-N-D. Does anybody get it? Okay. But yeah, they used to call him Bend because he had a lisp. And he'll be like, "Hey, my name Benz," and he'll say like Benz, like plural. It'll sound like, but then like people just was like, "You mean Benz, like Benz, but not like Benz as in a car, Benz as in like, you know, bend your hip." But anyways, he got in a fight, but he was epileptic, right? So he was fighting. And in the middle of the fight, he's actually fighting a woman. Not a woman, a girl at that time. Now she's a woman, but at that time, she was a girl. He was fighting a girl, bruh. And nobody thought anything of it because it was a gay dude fighting a girl. Shout out to Boy Cochino with the $10 super trap. He says, what's happening, BGZ and chat?
Oh, say less.
You already know we outside with it in the community. But, he was fighting this girl, and the girl, I mean, honestly, he was kind of winning, but the girl was holding her own. And she hit him with a clean elbow, and that nigga seized up. Like, they was fighting like girls, you know how they swing their hands. And then he grabs her hair with both hands. And what that did is it did restrict her head movement, but it freed up her arms. And she came with a punch that landed with an elbow. And that nigga seized up. He was like, and like straight stiffened up, and then he's like seizing on the ground and da-da-da-da-da. And then she's on top of him, just whoom, and punching his seizing body. Like, I'm sure that I mean, for one, he got a concussion because he had to like leave school for like a week or something. And she's literally this is a sister. She's punching him while he's having a seizure on the ground. And you can call it instincts or whatnot, but I mean, that's overkill. That's overkill. And it was an overweight sister, and she was just punching him while he was down on the ground. And it's probably one of the worst fights that I've ever seen, because she's punching him for at least 30 seconds before somebody pulled her off of him. And she's punching this man while he's seizing up. I can almost guarantee he's got permanent brain damage from that event, because if you're having a seizure, you're already getting like some brain damage. And then she's punching him and his head is hitting that hard. Y'all know how them school floors be. They hard as fuck. So the schools, yes, they are very violent in the community. And something has changed. Whoever said that, CA, I think, said something changed. And you're right, something has changed. These super gremlins are on demon time.
A couple of months ago in the hallway involving a 13-year-old girl who allegedly had a knife. Another terrifying incident happened outside the school near the buses.
Somebody said I should have broke the fight up. Nah, hell nah. Fuck that. Hey, these girls are big as shit nowadays, bro. Like, I'm not getting into that just so they can say, oh, you putting your hands on women. Because I guarantee if I would have jumped in there, there would have been like 30 hood nigga white knights who would have probably jumped me for putting my hands on a woman. But they won't fight the gay nigga because they think it's funny that he's fighting her. But if a straight man would have jumped in there and tried to stop the fight, he definitely would have got jumped. That's just how it works.
Involving a student being assaulted by two young men. One pointed what appears to be a gun at the victim.
It's ridiculous that children can get hold of weaponry and then have the nerve and audacity to hurt other kids.
It's even happening in elementary schools. Just this week, the mother of a child at an elementary school in Brooklyn.
It says, it said, who stabbed who? She did? She did, question mark. So it should be who stabbed who, question mark. She did? And then it says she did. It was in art class. And then the mother says, got it. That's it. Her daughter just stabbed somebody in art class. And the mom responds by got it. Not, oh my God, is the other girl okay? She's probably proud of her daughter. Did my daughter get stabbed? Because if my daughter got stabbed, I'm coming up to the school and I'm finna raise a fuss. I'm finna da-da-da-da-da and do da-da-da-da-da like that gay nigga was in the last video. What do you mean? What do you mean my daughter got stabbed? What do you mean? Going up to the damn school acting a motherfucking fool. But since it was her daughter who stabbed somebody, perfect. She's going to be like, got it. And then she probably laughing with her friends at work. Look, my daughter just stabbed somebody, girl. My daughter crazy as hell. Y'all know Taniquia. Yeah, she crazy as fuck, y'all. Like, bruh. This is where the community is going. This is where the community is going. It's a sad sight, bro. It's a sad sight, man. Obviously could have been really bad. Okay, so it says blank was okay, but obviously could have been really bad. The mother doesn't give a fuck.
And showed us this text message from her child's teacher informing her that another student stabbed her son in the hand with a pencil. Michaela Jones showed us the scars from when she was attacked in March by two girls in the hallway at West Babylon High School. They used a pen to slash her all over her face and back.
A student approached me and she was in
This is Shorty with the lashes.
my face, arguing with me, yelling at me, saying that I was a girl in a picture. It wasn't me in this picture. And I said that to her. I said, that's not me in the picture. And then I began to walk away from her. As I was walking away from her, she threw juice at me. And I moved in the opposite direction of her. And then her friend came up from behind me and grabbed me by my hair and was stabbing me in my back with a pin. And then she jumped on top of me, and they both dragged me down to the ground, slammed my head into the ground, the wall. They were stabbing me all over my eye, my neck, my side of my face, my back. They repeatedly kicked me over and over again. And there were teachers around. It took a while for it to get broken up. It wasn't broken up by security or any teachers. It was broken up by janitors.
Jones suffered a concussion and bruised ribs. She hasn't been back to school since.
2 days before I was supposed to return to school, I got notified by other students in the building that these girls were going around telling people that if I come back to school, they're going to have somebody follow me home so that her brother can come to my house and shoot me and my family.
At North Babylon High School, this 9th grader says she was punched in the face while in school. The mother of this 6th grade boy says a group of boys tackled her son in gym class and broke his wrist. This North Babylon middle schooler says she's also been attacked in school.
They followed me into the bathroom, and then the one girl asked me if I wanted to fight, and I just ignored her, and I walked out. And she kept putting her arm in front of me to block me.
Shout out to Performer20 with the $5 super trap. He says, "This is my town, and this isn't a common occurrence. I'm surprised West Babylon made it up here."
So I kept walking away, and she kept pushing me across the cafeteria. And then when I got close to my table, she started hitting me in the back of the head.
Parents are getting involved too. In North Babylon, a mother is being charged with hitting a child repeatedly with a metal pipe.
What I tell you? What I tell you?
Because she told police the child had been bothering her son in school and beat him up. The juvenile victim suffered a fractured arm. Eyewitness News obtained from the North Babylon School District emails parents sent to school administrators this school year about violence within the school buildings. The district says they've taken steps to address it, including adding, quote, significantly more high-def security cameras, hiring additional social workers, and seeking to add another psychologist.
Wow, social workers and psychologists. And that's going to fix the problem. Yeah, okay.
Can't leave without having our IDs down, and we can't leave through certain doors now. So things changed and a lot more security.
They hired more guards and all that. So yeah, security did get better in the school. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. The security did get better.
Was it bad there?
Oh, really? So now fund the police in the schools. Now now the whole posturing has changed. But if these niggas were to act up in real life, in reality, outside of the school walls, and they were to get disciplined, then we'd be out here protesting. It's a joke, man. It's a joke.
For a little bit of time?
For a little bit, yeah. For a couple of days, it was just fight after fight after fight after fight. But after a while, they toned it down a bit. And after now, everything's peaceful now.
I've been noticing that a lot of the security guards have been more around just to make sure that everyone's safer.
It's happening.
I mean, every single one of these kids that they interviewed is woke as fuck. Don't get it fucked up. They're woke as hell. So on one hand, they're saying, yes, we need more security in the schools. But then when they get older, when they graduate high school and go to college eventually, then they're going to say defund the police. That's how the cycle goes.
Across the country, and it's a problem the Department of Homeland Security warned the public about, saying that the threat of targeted violence in schools will remain elevated across the country as children reintegrate into school and cope with depression and feelings of isolation caused by the pandemic. We are also seeing across the country cases of students attacking teachers. In Las Vegas, a 16-year-old high school student was charged with sex assault and attempted murder for attacking a teacher in a classroom.
Wow. That's insane. Motherfucker sexually assaulted and attempted to kill his teacher. And y'all want to arm these teachers? Dude, these dudes, I mean, I don't think y'all know how big these fucking high schoolers are. These motherfuckers are grown ass. They big as shit.
Say that a 16-year-old student was talking with a teacher about his grades after school when he became violent, then punched and strangled the teacher to unconsciousness. Police say that another staff member later found the teacher and she was rushed to UMC trauma.
In Florida, a teacher was hospitalized after being attacked by a 5-year-old student.
Remember, we covered that one. I'm here on the corner of MLK and Frederick Douglass, where a shooting just took place. And as you can see, it's pretty rough area. So I'm basically risking my life reporting on this madness. So make sure you do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Like the video, hell, share the video. And make sure you go ahead and leave a comment down in the comments section to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this son violence in the streets. I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
He lunged at the teacher when she wasn't expecting it. When first responders got there, she had fallen backwards, smacked her head. The 13-year veteran teacher was unresponsive for those first responders. She was rushed to the hospital. We're told she suffered a pretty major concussion along with several other major injuries.
And in Ohio, teachers pleaded with their local school board to provide more support as they face increased threats.
Notice how there are no son parents. Where the fuck is the community when it comes to fixing community problems? There's like 50 Karens in the building and no Karenishas. These super single mother gremlins are on demon time.
Pleaded with their local school board to provide more support as they face increased threats from students.
I was assaulted by a student that I love and care about.
Here we go. We got one in here. Okay. Representing the building, sis.
And when I tried to help him, he backhanded me to the face.
And she's still woke as fuck. She's still woke as fuck. She's still gonna say, well, it's because you're marginalized and you're disadvantaged and disenfranchised. You know, I should just go ahead and pay for my white privilege through being tortured by a super toddler gremlin.
In New York City, the problem is manifesting in kids bringing weapons, lots of them to school.
Ooga booga, you crazy. He said, how'd that child reach over that mountain, right? Right. I'm telling you, these kids big as fuck. I mean, you have a 5-year-old eye level with the bitch like that, honestly.
Cool. These are the weapons New York City's.
I mean, even look at these kids right here. Hold on. God damn, these motherfuckers are huge, bruh. What is it? These niggas like 6. He at least 6'2". This one right here, 5'11". And these motherfuckers probably freshmen. Niggas hit their growth spurt at 10 years old. I'm telling you, these kids is huge.
To school. These are the weapons New York City school safety agents say they seized from the backpack of one student at an intermediate school in Chelsea.
Damn.
We've seen the most weapons in our schools in recent years.
The Union for the City's School Safety Agents says this school year they've reported to the NYPD that they've seized 5,931 weapons from students on school grounds. What type of things are kids?
That's crazy. It was nowhere like that when I was in school. I'll tell you that much.
Bringing into school.
Stun guns, knives, brass knuckles, pipes.
And guns.
What about the gun? Remember we did that story where the nigga was jumping on the female's back and then that gun fell out of his pocket?
The union says safety agents who are not armed themselves have.
Damn, these little niggas coming to school trapping. I'm dead. Look at the bag. He got this shit bagged up, came with a revolver and had the bread on him. Damn.
Seized 24 guns from students this year. They say in years prior, they would only confiscate a handful of guns from students, but they say now it's becoming too common. They showed us exclusively how at Port Richmond High School recently, a gun simply.
Yep, there goes the story that I'm talking about. Just fell out of bruh's pocket. He getting a piggyback ride from his enabling sister girl.
Confiscate a handful of guns from students, but they say now it's becoming too common. They showed us exclusively how at Port Richmond High School recently, a gun simply fell out of a student's waistband in the hallway while he was getting a piggyback ride from another student.
He said, "Oh, okay." He said, "Okay, I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna go home." And the gun had an extendo clip on it, y'all. The gun had an extendo clip. Watch again.
Port Richmond High School recently, a gun simply.
Boom, look, the clip. Yo, these motherfuckers are menaces.
Fell out of a student's waistband in the hallway while he was getting a piggyback ride from another student.
And Mitch makes a good point. He said, hey, man, what's going on? Aren't guns illegal in New York? Right. They're illegal, but you've got 15 and 16-year-old kids getting piggyback rides with the blicky in their back pocket and sagging. I don't know why he thought he was going to keep that gun in his waistband, trying to get a piggyback ride with his pants below his fucking ass.
In the hallway while he was...
Look, even when he picked the gun up, he had to pick his pants up as well. These niggas are retarded, bro, I swear.
Common. They showed us exclusively how at Port Richmond High School recently, a gun simply fell.
His pants, he thought he was going to keep that gun in his pocket with his pants hanging off of the bottom of his ass cheek. This is crazy, y'all.
Fell out of a student's waistband in the hallway while he was getting a piggyback ride from another student.
When someone finds a weapon in the school, the very next day, more weapons are brought because children say, well, they have a weapon, I better bring one too. If the city and the police department and school safety and the adults can't protect me from these children, I have to protect myself.
It's a problem that the mayor is aware of.
And that's why you need uniforms. I went to a school where we wore uniforms. Well, in middle school, I went to a school where they were about to implement the the uniform policy, and then I transferred schools. But basically they had to implement a policy where they put tape around the middle of the hallway so you could only walk in one direction in the hallway because we had so many fights in middle school. And then literally the year after I left, everybody was wearing uniforms. So, and you had to wear a belt and you had to pull your pants up. So that would minimize these niggas bringing guns to school because you'll definitely see the blicky hanging out of their pants if they actually have their pants pulled up.
These guns are not in a gun shop. They are in our schools.
Last month, he showed 3 loaded guns that were found the week prior inside city schools.
Wow, those are beautiful too. This one, it looks like it has a laser and a flashlight on it. Wow. This one has a scope on the top. Sheesh. These kids are getting some real heavy artillery, man.
Inside city schools. One was found in the backpack of a 13-year-old boy. Adams pleaded with parents to...
That pea shooter, that one was ugly as fuck.
pleaded with parents to look through their kids' backpacks and rooms.
Parents are not only parents, they're the lifeguards. They're here to help their children protect from themselves and from others.
Gregory Floyd, the head of Local 237, says what the city needs to do to better protect kids is hire more school safety agents. The NYPD confirmed to Eyewitness News that the city is short a few hundred school safety agents. They said in a statement,
you heard that. School safety agents. What does that mean, police?
Because of attrition and the fact that during COVID, several classes of school safety agents were postponed under the previous administration, the city started the school year with hundreds of fewer agents. Floyd says the number is higher than that, and prior to the pandemic, the city had 2,000 more school safety agents. He says even if the city started the process of hiring now, it's too late for the beginning of the next school year.
In order to have school safety agents ready to work in September, New York City would have to hire them 17 weeks prior to the school year because it takes 17 weeks to train them.
Child psychologist Dina Abbey says she believes
better get started now.
A lot of this fighting and violence between children in school is a result of the pandemic.
I think that there's this heightened arousal, both due to the pandemic, which led to some social instability. It led to emotional and social isolation. It led to financial instability. And all of this heightened arousal, not just from the pandemic, but in general within society, leads to an increase of stress and an increase in a decrease in emotional regulation. So people don't know what to do. There's all of this anxiety and stress within society and we hand it to these children.
Abby says parents need to do their part in terms of talking to their kids about violence and how to resolve conflict without it.
Bullying is relentless. Really, it's not kids being kids anymore. We have to turn off the TV and get off of social media. Social media has all these algorithms, you know, and they feed off of highly aroused and highly charged posts. Get off of it. Get off of social media. That just amplifies everything.
Well, you can't get them off of social media, so let's find another solution, because that's never going to happen unless there's a blackout. Like, way to have these. I mean, this is how these social workers act, right? They give you a solution that will never fucking happen. How are you going to make it so that a little Nick, like when he goes home, yes, he's going to be on social media because his mama don't give a fuck. She just stick the iPad in his face and tell him, here, play. Stop bothering your mama. Right? So you want more social workers, but all they're doing is presenting shit that's impossible to do.
So it's really important to learn how to handle stress, and that all happens in the home.
She says if parents are struggling with their own mental health, they should get help. Children can pick up on it easily, and it causes them even more anxiety, she says.
So it's really important for parents to take care of themselves as well.
Abby says she worries that if parents don't do their part, things are heading in a bad direction.
Teach your children how to handle stress and anxiety. Otherwise, this is going to get worse.
We went right to the source and asked these students, why do they think there are fights all the time in school? Why are kids going after each other like this?
Sometimes it is a little bad, but other times it's just a small little thing, and then it turns into something big because other people get angry, and then it just turns into bigger problems.
And people run towards it to get like a video. It's ridiculous. And it may just be for entertainment. It may just be for attention.
What do you think is going on? You're a kid. Why do you think your friends and people you know, or not know, just your classmates, why do you think they're doing this?
I think they get in like dumb arguments and they think fighting is the only way to solve it.
I think it's a lot of added stress and pent up anger, and it's easier to take it out on one another.
It makes you wonder, what type of lessons are we teaching our children, and what is next school year going to bring? For 7 on Your Side Investigates, I'm Kristen Thorne, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
That's it, guys. So that's the question, man. Is the community and the communitino making public schools unsafe? So with that, we're at the 2-hour mark, guys. I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. It was a pretty chill live stream, but I appreciate everybody for joining. I do want to remind you guys of a couple of things. So we do have the merch. We've got the merch. All right. So make sure you guys go get that. That is in the link, the last link, okay, below in the description. It's the last link I have posted. Male and female t-shirts. And then I'm going to share the BGZM News 17 YouTube channel. This is my new YouTube channel where I will be pretty much posting these videos, no commentary. It's just straight to it. I can't cover all the stories in the community, so the rest of them will guaranteed be on any big story that I can't cover. It will be on this page. Okay, so make sure you guys go and subscribe. I'm trying to get this channel to 1,000 subs. So far we're at 160 subscribers. So make sure you guys go subscribe to BGZM News 17. I'm also posting on the BGZM News 17 Instagram and the Black Gen Z Mindset Instagram. I'm posting the YouTube videos there as well. So that's how we're going to rock it. That's how we're going to do it, guys. Like I said, I appreciate everybody for joining in on the stream. And we are going to go and give it to Jim Quavius to take us away.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Medgar Evers, and it's a very tranquil scene compared to just a couple hours ago where a drive-by shooting just took place. Excuse me. I'm getting live updates as we speak. I've just been updated to the amount of casualties from this drive-by shooting, and I'm getting reports that 2 people were actually declared deceased and 27 others were shot and injured but are in stable condition. And although we must pray for the families of the fallen, we must also praise God for the aim of the super gremlin. If you want to know more about the victims of this crime, make sure you add BGZM News 17 on Patreon at www.patreon.com/blackgenzmindset. Also, don't forget to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and comment on the video to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this gun violence in the streets. For more hard-hitting news coverage from the community, by the community, I'm Jim Quavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
And cut.
All right, dog. Let's get the out of here before these niggas come back.
Whoa. Yo.
Whoa.
Ain't that nigga J?
Nah, that ain't me. That ain't me.
He just went live
That
with
ain't me.
that funky ass suit on.
That's that nigga. That's not me.
Hey, get that nigga.
Jim Quavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia. Pray for me.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Guess what? I could be at work, at school,